A very good morning and happy Sabbath to all of you. It is good to see all of you here in this church in this beautiful Sabbath morning. How are you? The title of my sermon is The Living Sea and the Dead Sea. There are two seas. The first, the Sea of Galilee. How many of you have been to the Sea of Galilee? Okay, few of you. The second sea is the Dead Sea. How about the Dead Sea? Any of you? All right. I am hoping that one day I will be able to visit these two seas. Now, if you want to see where these two seas are located, this is the Sea of Galilee, and down here is the Dead Sea. And both seas are connected by the Jordan River. What are the similarities between the Sea of Galilee and the Dead Sea? Well, both are natural seas. Both are located in the Jordan Valley and receive water from the Jordan River. Both are lower than sea level. The Sea of Galilee is 210 meters below sea level, and the Dead Sea is 400 meters below sea level. What are the differences between these two seas? The Sea of Galilee receives water from the Jordan River and let it flow down to the Jordan Valley. The Dead Sea, on the other hand, it also receives water from the Jordan River, but it keeps to all itself. The Galilee's water is fresh water. Those of you who like to swim, you can swim in the Sea of Galilee. The Dead Sea's water is salty water. Those of you who do not know how to swim, just like me, the best sea in the world is the Dead Sea. Because you can just float on the surface of the Dead Sea. In the Sea of Galilee, there are many underwater plants and marine creatures, but in the Dead Sea, there is no single living creature. Therefore, the Sea of Galilee is known as the living sea, and the Dead Sea is known as the killing sea. Why? Because the Sea of Galilee gives its water which is received, but the Dead Sea only receives, not giving at all. So we have this Bible text in the book of Acts, chapter 20, verse 35. In everything I did, I show up that by this kind of hard work, we must help the weak, remembering the words the Lord Jesus himself said, it is more blessed to give than to receive. And so we have this statement, to give is more blessed than to receive. How many of you here do not agree with this statement? Some people do not agree with this statement at all because they feel better when they receive something than to give something. We feel better when we receive money. We feel better when we receive things. We feel better when we receive gifts. We even have the tendency of wishing to have something, to get something, than to give something. If you don't believe me, just remember your last day. And how many of you during your birthday you will wish, I want to give this, I want to give that? But the truth is, it is more blessed to give than to receive. Our God is a giving God. We have this text, very famous text in the book of John 3:16. For God so loved the world that He what? He gave His one and only Son, that whosoever believe in Him should not perish but have everlasting life. And again in the book of Acts 17:24 and 25. The God who made the world and everything in it is the Lord of heaven and earth, and does not live in temples built by hand. And He is not served by human hands as if He needed anything, because He Himself gives all men life and breath and everything else. Why is giving necessary? Ellen G. White says, Counsel on Stewardship, page 36. As he gives of that which he receives, his capacity of receiving is increased. We cannot receive until we give. Life breathing, There is no room for clean air until we breathe out. In order for us to breathe in oxygen, we need to breathe out what? Carbon dioxide. If you have planted a plant before, you know the concept. No seed given, no harvest. A few seeds, a small harvest. Many seeds, a large harvest. Only what you give can God multiply and give back to you again. Do you still remember a story? There's one story about one boy who had his lunch with him, 5 bread and 2 fishes. And he gave his lunch set to Jesus. And when Jesus received it, He blessed it and He multiplied it and fed 5,000 people. 7 reasons why giving is more important than receiving. Number 1, giving helps others. Number 2, giving inspires giving. Giving teaches responsibility. Giving cultivates self-worth. Giving makes you happy. Giving does make a difference in people's life. And the last one, giving is easy. You can give your money, you can give your food, you can give your time, you can give your energy, and many more. Giving is also good for health. Do you know that? It reduces what we call the cortisol level caused by stress. And it has been linked to overall well-being, lasting, loving relationship, and it decreases the level of depression. So, in your life, if you are depressed because of your assignment, because of exam, because of work, why don't you learn to give? Yeah? I want to share with you 3 principles of giving. Number 1, God is the source of all. For every beast of the forest is mine, and the cattle on 1,000 hills. The silver is mine, and the gold is mine, declares the Lord of hosts. And I want to mention here that the money that you have with you is not yours. It belongs to God. Principle number 2. God expects us to give first in order to receive. Give, and it shall be given unto you. And so we have this concept. We give, we receive. We plant, we harvest, we sow, we reap. Principle number 3. God will provide. I will surely bless you and multiply your descendants. And so we need to remember these principles. First, in our life, we need to look to God as our only source, not ourselves or someone else. Number 2, secondly, because of your love and your trust in God, you give before you expect to receive. Your giving becomes seeds of your faith that He will multiply and give back to you. Third, once we have given, we can expect something to happen. We know the story of Zacchaeus. in the book of Luke. Zacchaeus was a receiver. He loved to receive money. He cheated people's money. And so he received and received and received. And that made him so rich. But one day, he met Jesus. And when he met Jesus, something happened to him. There was a change in his heart. There was a transformation in his life. What happened to Zacchaeus? Formerly, before he met Jesus, he was a receiver. After he met Jesus, he said this, "Look, Lord, here now I give half of my possessions to the poor, and if I have cheated anything out of anything, I will pay back 4 times the amount." Jesus said to him, "Today salvation has come to this house, because this man too is a son of Abraham." I'm not sure whether you know this old lady. Her name is Teresa Su. When she was small, she lived a very poor life. Very, very, very poor. And because of that poor life that she lived, she learned a very valuable lessons in her life. That she wanted to share, to give what she had. Perhaps now we can hear and see her testimony in this video, how she lived her life and she gave, she shared to people surrounding her.
Teresa Su has spent much of her life dedicated to helping the poor. More than 100 years old, Teresa still spends her time reading, learning, meeting people, gathering and distributing food and money to help the needy. Her organization, Heart to Heart, began in 1929 under the name Friends of the Needy. Here's Teresa.
We are very poor and we took food from the earth, sweet potato and bamboo shoots. Then one day we were sitting down to a meal. One woman came with her child and said, "We haven't eaten for 2 days. Please help us." So my mother took things on the table, things that we were sitting down to eat, gave it all to them, and she said, "We ate yesterday, they haven't eaten for 2 days. They have more right to the food than we." And it was a very good lesson to me. All my life, I think of people who have less than we. That has been my guiding light all my life. I started Heart to Heart, a different name, Friends of the Needy, in 1923. Wherever I go, I do the same thing. I put my back down. First thing I look for is people who don't have enough to eat. And then when I came to Singapore, I call myself Heart to Heart. Heart to Heart is we give whatever we can, food and money for their rent through, and help them see the doctor, whatever. Sometimes people hear my talk, they donate money, we pass it on to those who need. At the moment we have 15 old people in Singapore, 5 families, and 34 blind people in Ho Chi Minh City. There was a time when we were very, very poor. I went to the river to wash the family clothes, and while the clothes were drying on the low bush, we went to look for whatever food we can get. I was so hungry, I looked around, nobody was watching, so I stooped down got a handful of grass and shoved it in my mouth. It didn't satisfy my hunger. At least it satisfied my thought of hunger. So it did taste nice. I didn't stop my hunger. So I said to myself, as long as I am able to, let nobody need to eat grass. So this is my guideline now. Whoever is hungry, I do my best to see what I can get for them. Till now, I still do it. I still go around, see who is hungry. I will share my rice bowl, my bowl of rice with you. This is now my life, is to share what I have with those who are hungrier than I, even equally hungry. We say, have a bowl. One man asked me why don't you stay at home, enjoy yourself, instead of going around with 20 people. I said, if I eat food by myself, I alone, chill. I persuade 20 people, 21 people, chill. He said, my joy multiplied 21 times. So 6 months later, we attended a meeting. In the recess, tea time, tea break, he came up to me and he said to me, thank you for teaching me how to smile 21 times. I said, next time we meet, we will smile 42 times. But the 42 time hasn't come yet. Still waiting for the chance to smile 42 times. In life, there are always problems. You solve your problem to the best you can, accept the rest. Don't think of the problem all the time. Because we have to spend money by handkerchief.
And then you ha ha ha.
And then we ha ha. No need to spend money, no handkerchief. Ha is better than sing.
Thank you. Remember what he said? If you want to ha-ha, you give, you share. Now I would like to invite Derek to come up on stage. Come, Derek. I know Derek when I first came here in this church 10 years ago as an intern pastor. I have seen Derek growing up, becoming a very good boy, good leader, and I want him to share with us about his giving.
Thank you, Pastor Frendy, for your introduction. So today I want to share with you about giving. The best decision that I've done in my life about giving is giving my life to Christ at the age of 15 years old. If some of you have met me about 10 or 11 years ago, Pastor Frendy is one of them, I was a very shy, timid young guy who is probably unnoticeable by most of you. Somebody who can't speak well, somebody who does not know Bible also, because I grew up in a Buddhist background, and most of the time, at home or in school, I speak more Hokkien, so I'm very low esteem in speaking in front of people. And let's not talk about music, because I was tone deaf. I was told last time, singing in the choir, people say, my good friend Ice will say, hey, you sing out of tune. Huh? So that was how bad I was. But, giving my life to Christ, coming to church week by week after that, studying the Bible every day, and then, slowly, eventually, I acquired some skills, like music skills. I remember Pastor Frendy was the one who taught me how to play piano. If you see me playing piano, okay lah, I can play a bit lah. It was all thanks to Pastor Frendy. Over time, as I gave my life to Christ, I developed some skills sort of like, it's not overnight thing, it's gradual process where, what I am today, God to be the glory. I remember also another thing that, giving. As a medical student I just graduated. So as a medical student, sometimes it's very busy. And I can see some of my hardcore study friends. Any of you have hardcore study friends? Yeah, Yeah. So, they're studying very hard, especially during the exam is coming around the corner. Going to church, or keeping the Sabbath from Friday evening to Saturday evening, is sort of very, very precious, Because during that time, all your friends will be studying, especially near the exam. You're studying. I remember I still want to give my time to God. I still went to serve, from Friday evening to Saturday, sometimes Sunday morning, I still have to serve in ministry and all. That time is sort of crucial, it's sort of precious, but I decided to give it to God, knowing that God will be able to take that time and multiply it more. And indeed, 5 years of medical school, it was really tough, juggling with the peer pressure from my friends and also working in church for ministry. At the end, my friends were studying day and night for 7 days a week. We get like same results or the same, I still do well. Not that I'm smart, but I believe God will multiply. Somehow, the more we give, is giving time. As a student, you don't have money, so the things that you give is time, energy. But the more you give for God, for me, in my experience, the more I receive. So, indeed, God has been great and faithful. That I would like to testify that God is good. The more I give, the more I receive.
Thank you, Derek. The best gift, the best thing that you can give to God is yourself. And Derek has given it to God. I would like to invite now Adriana. I had the opportunity to teach Adriana in a nursing college in the religion class. I just want to mention here that Adriana is one of my best students in my class. Adriana, can you share with us your experience about giving?
Okay, my giving is more towards human men, my friends. Just a little background myself. When I was in high school, when teenagers time, I'm not active in church. Although I was appointed as the youth leader there, I did nothing. After church, went home. I did not have the interest in the Bible or teaching the Bible, and I don't feel like, spreading the gospel to my friends. And then before I came to Penang, I was in KL for 1 year, and that 1 year I was serving as a Bible worker. I was working as a Bible worker, giving Bible studies. And to cut the long story short, I had 4 Bible students, praise God. He sent me Bible students. 2 were non-Adventists and 2 were backsliding Adventists. And they are one of the greatest gifts in my life because they helped me to realize that I need to share my knowledge, to give them my knowledge, my time, my care. And being a Bible worker, I learned that I need to spend a lot of time with them. Throughout every week, I had to teach them Bible study. I give them Bible study. I have to spend time with them. Have to bring them out to eat, do whatever they like. So it requires a lot of my time and also my energy. And along the way during the Bible study, there were times where I feel discouraged because even one of them throughout the Bible study, they were also thinking of leaving church. So I was like, is my Bible study not good enough? But I continued to persistently give more and more of my time, more and more of my care and knowledge, and praise God. At the end of 1 year, 2 of the non-Adventists got baptized, and 2 of the backsliding Adventists became very active in church. And today, all 4 of them are faithfully serving in church, leading out the youth, and I'm very close to them now. And also, I've received the greatest joy, that money cannot buy, and also it's a greater joy than receiving a good exam result, This is a greater result. And most importantly, I grew closer with God, and I had a closer friendship with God now because we work together to save souls. So that's my giving.
Thank you. Brothers and sisters, which sea are you? Are you like the Sea of Galilee, that when you receive blessing from God, you want to give, you want to share? Or are you like the Dead Sea? You just know how to receive, but not to give at all. It is my prayer that all of us, Derek, Adriana, and I myself, we all can be like the Sea of Galilee, because it is more blessed to give than to receive. Amen. God bless all of us.